All right, let's get settled in. Brent Michael Phillips here from MIT, and I want to welcome you to today's training. While we're loading up, make sure you get comfortable, put away your phone, iPad, eliminate any distractions, because this new consciousness technology I'm going to be sharing with you inside this training has the potential to absolutely change your life if you let it. So once again, thank you for taking your time to be here. I'm extremely excited. This is going to be an amazing experience for you. Before we dive in, let's take a quick second to get present to the moment. Dial in, and let's get started. Welcome to the SICA method. I am super excited to be here with you guys, so please let me know if you can see my screen and if you can hear me correctly. Just give me the number 5 in the chat box if you can see everything. Awesome, lots of 5s. Cool, well, let's jump right in and get started with this webinar. I want to be respectful of your time here today and get right into delivering some amazing value for you guys so you can start attracting more financial abundance, greater health, and better quality relationships into your life. So once again, welcome to the SICA method, the new way to raise your level of consciousness and effortlessly manifest the life of love, happiness, and abundance you deserve. Now here's the deal. If you guys have any questions at all throughout this webinar, feel free to ask in the chat box. We have our assistant, and I'm here ready to answer your questions. And I want to make sure that you're using the chat, because if you're not, it's literally like I'm talking at you. But I want to be talking with you. I want to have a conversation. I want to connect with you. So what I want you to do right now is let me know, where are you joining this event from? What city, state, what country? I'm here in Los Angeles, California, USA. Let's see. Awesome. I see San Diego. I see New York. We've even got some people in Canada and London. Amazing. So, quick question. Are you ready for manifestation to finally work for you? Are you ready and excited to uncover this new technology? Nice. Because, like I said before, what you're about to discover here has the potential to change your life forever. After all, even a serious skeptic can't deny that real people are using the power of their minds to manifest the life they want. Just have a look at very well-known people like Oprah, and how she was able to manifest her Oscar-nominated role in the movie The Color Purple by using the power of her mind. She explained how she did this in an interview with Larry King, where she said this: "I wanted to be in this movie so bad, but I didn't know Steven Spielberg or Quincy Jones. So the moment that I got the call changed my life forever, because I knew that I had drawn this movie into my life." Amazing, isn't it? Another example of a very well-known person that's manifested incredible success in life using the power of the mind is actor Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey subconsciously manifested getting $10 million within 3 years for acting. In a 1997 interview with Oprah, he said this: "I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered. I gave myself 3 years, and I dated it Thanksgiving 1995. But then, just before Thanksgiving of 1995, I found out I was going to make $10 million on the movie Dumb and Dumber." That's powerful, isn't it? And here's the good part. It's not just celebrities doing this. It's regular people like you and me. Here's a quick case study from Diani, one of my clients, who used the power of her mind to heal herself from a severe illness. She says, "After I did a private session with Brent and attended his Awakening Dynamics classes, I have experienced several manifestations. First, my health improved miraculously. I had clean blood test results concerning lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and kidney stones. And then I manifested a brand new car, all within the same week. Brent has changed my life significantly to my highest good." It's amazing. That's something that really happened. I was there. But here's the deal. Most of these people I've mentioned don't even know the new way. It turns manifesting what you want from luck and hope into a science, a formula. This is proven technology. This is not some woo-woo or law of attraction nonsense pie in the sky. And technology is exactly what you'll be learning about today. Here's what we're going to cover. First, why the law of attraction doesn't work for most people, and the hidden truth about tapping into its raw power to manifest anything you want. Second, how your current level of consciousness is keeping you stuck and preventing you from vibrationally attracting the life you deserve. And why spiritual awakening holds the key to breaking free from the lower levels of consciousness holding you back. Plus, how to accelerate your awakening process using the SICA method. Now, before we continue, I want to set a couple of intentions for today. First, I want you to discover the right way to use the power of your mind to manifest the wealth, the relationships, and deep inner happiness you desire. I want you to experience a shift in your level of consciousness. And towards the end of this training, I'm going to do a short quantum field activation session with you that will help you tap into the higher vibrational states like love, peace, and joy almost instantly. It's really magical. And lastly, during this training, I'm going to show you how you can use the SICA method as a map to heal the pain of the past, raise your vibration, and experience a genuine spiritual awakening. Now, before we dive into the details, I ask that you turn off any distractions, close tabs with other videos or audios playing, have some paper and a pencil or pen ready to take notes. Stay present to the moment and pay attention, because we're going to be covering a lot today. And on top of that, if you stay until the end of this training, not only will you get to participate in the quantum field activation exercise, but you're also going to get exclusive access to my Deep Theta Meditations pack. Stay until the end, and it's all yours for free. It's a $297 value. You're going to effortlessly tap into the theta brainwave state using binaural beat encoded audios. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it now. It's an awesome product. I normally charge $297 on my website, but if you stay to the end, you're going to get it completely for free. How does that sound? Are you guys excited to get this pack? I know I would be. Awesome. Really glad to see lots of yeses in the chat room. Totally sweet. All right. Now I want to take a quick moment to talk about who this webinar is for. This is for you if you maybe have tried the law of attraction or mind power in the past, and you feel it doesn't work, or maybe that when it does, it only works for the small stuff. If you want to manifest more financial abundance, greater health, and better quality relationships into your life. If you want to shift your level of consciousness and uncover how to tap into higher vibrational states like love, peace, and joy, not just now and then, but every single day. Maybe you feel like your ego sabotages you, and just when you start to make the right changes, you fall back into old patterns. Now, before we continue, there is one extremely important thing you need to understand. The new way of manifesting I'm about to share with you in this training is not based on positive thinking. It's also not based on the power of intention or even an abundance mentality. It's certainly not on the principles you learned in The Secret or even on the law of attraction, at least not in the form you're probably familiar with. Instead, what I'm about to show you is a centuries-old forgotten secret that I uncovered by working for years with a master that devoted his life to studying in some of the world's ancient mystery schools. In fact, it is a step-by-step roadmap to being able to raise your level of consciousness and effortlessly manifest emotions like love, peace, and joy into your life like never before. So, before we continue, I have to give you a brief warning. Failure to watch this training, failure to pay attention, failure to absorb and implement the information I'll be sharing with you today could cost you the ability to manifest the life of your dreams. So whether you make the conscious choice to pay attention or not, the power is entirely in your hands. The choice is yours. Now, you might be wondering, why should you listen to me? And that's a very smart question, because you shouldn't be taking random advice from just anyone. So let me tell you just a little bit about myself. My name is Brent Michael Phillips, and for those of you who don't know of me already, I am the founder and creator of Awakening Dynamics. The media considers me the #1 most powerful American healer and spiritual teacher. I am an MIT engineer. I helped to create the internet. I've spent the last 15 plus years as a healer and spiritual teacher for over 20,000 students. And I facilitated over 19,000 private sessions, and I have witnessed myself over 1,750 miraculous instant healings. And when I say instant healing, I don't mean, oh gee, I felt the energy, that was nice. I'm talking about things that show up on medical scans and confound doctors. You may have seen me on TV or heard me on the radio. I've done a lot of morning talk shows. I've been on Coast to Coast. I've been an expert guest on many hundreds of telesummits and podcasts, and I've been the #1 bestseller on a lot of the big ones, including Lisa Gar's NeuroSummit. I am the author of not one, but 2 #1 best-selling books on Amazon. And I have to be honest with you, Getting here was not an easy path for me. Not at all. It took me years of trial and error to get to where I am today. Growing up, I was a complete geek. And so when I was growing up, I was a nerd, I was a geek, I loved Star Wars, I loved Star Trek, I loved Dungeons and Dragons, I loved Lord of the Rings. And so when it came time for me to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, it was actually a pretty easy choice. Because the one thing I was really good at that I knew I could get paid for was programming computers. So I ended up in college at MIT. And as an undergraduate at MIT, I got my major in computer science. I graduated #1 top of my class, Phi Beta Kappa, with a perfect 5.0 GPA, which is almost unheard of, as well as a bunch of honors and awards I won't bore you with. After that, I continued on to graduate school at MIT, where I became one of the people that literally wrote the code that is the modern internet. One of the cool things we did in my research group, I helped to write the code that in 1994 sent the first ever live audio and video over the World Wide Web. And so when it came time to leave MIT, I figured, heck, this is like the gold rush of my generation. I'm one of the world's leading internet experts right at the start of the internet boom. And so I recruited my lifelong best friend and another partner, and we formed a company to make websites. And we had a lot of success at first. We had a whole laundry list of Fortune 500 clients. I created myself the very first website for the launch of the Sony PlayStation in 1995. We created the first website for Disneyland. We created the first website for Nissan Motors. We created websites for several big divisions in Sony. And you'd think, well, hey, Brent, with that kind of education and that kind of timing, you should have been incredibly successful, right? Honestly, I figured that by the time I was 30, I would sell one of these companies I had founded for millions of dollars, and I'd be living on a tropical island, spending my days hot tubbing with supermodels. Well, that was the plan, but it didn't work out that way. And I didn't just crash, I burned. So this is a sad tale of tragedy, betrayal, and woe. It started with my health because, you see, I wanted to be successful more than anything. And I was willing to work as hard as I had to achieve that success. And so I was the chief programmer and the only technical officer for not just one, but 2 internet startups right at the beginning of the internet boom. This meant I was working 14-hour days, 7 days a week. I took no vacations, no breaks, no holidays, no weekends. It was just work, work, work. At the time, it seemed like a reasonable trade-off. I figured I'd sacrifice a couple years of my youth, and in return, I'd sell one of these companies, get millions of dollars, retire to my tropical island, and spend my days hot tubbing with supermodels, right? But it didn't work out that way. Instead, my body started to break down. It started with some stiffness in my wrist and elbows, but then it got really, really bad. I remember the day it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was walking out to my car to drive home at around midnight, my usual checkout time, right? And I took my keys out of my pocket and my hand was shaking so bad I couldn't get my car open. Within a matter of weeks, I was in severe pain. I actually had to move in with my parents because I needed help getting dressed some days. There were some days I hurt so bad, I needed my mother to help me cut my food. I could only drive 10 minutes at a time because just the act of holding a steering wheel was too painful for me. So this wasn't just a little tingle in my wrist. This was severe life-wrecking pain. I started physical therapy. I went to doctors. They put me in splints and had me do physical therapy and all this stuff. After 3 years of intensive treatment at the Curl and Job Clinic, which, if you don't know, is the top physical therapy clinic on the West Coast. It's where all the professional athletes and Olympians go when they need physical therapy or surgery. After 3 years of treatment, I finally got an appointment to see the head doctor at Curl and Job. And I figured, wow, if anybody can cure me and get me back to my life, to make money, to live again, it'll be this guy. And so I remember I walked into his office and I found a stately Southern gentleman sitting behind a big desk covered in my medical files. I was so excited. He nodded for me to sit down. Then he looked up at me, adjusted his glasses and said, "I'm sorry, son, but you'll never be able to work again. I'm going to put you on permanent disability now so you can get used to it." And the last thing he said before he escorted me out of his office was, "Tell me, son, is there someone that can take care of you until you die?" He had given up on me. Not only that, on my way out, his secretary said, "Oh, Mr. Phillips, the doctor wanted you to know, please don't come back. not to see him, not for physical therapy, because we can't be wasting our limited resources on impossible cases like yours. And so I'm sure you can understand I was devastated. I was living with pretty severe chronic pain. I could hardly drive more than 10 minutes at a time. I was told by the head doctor at Curlin Job there was no possibility I could ever recover or go back to work or have a normal life. I was 27 years old, and I was put on permanent disability and sent home to die. So you can imagine how horrible that was. Even worse, I figured my best friend and business partner would be all, "Hey Brent, we got your back, we'll get through this together." No. My business partners turned on me. Even though the website company was my idea, even though it was my talent, my education, my blood, sweat, and tears that made it successful, they fired me from my position. We got into a giant fight and there were 2 lawsuits. They ended up selling the company for millions of dollars behind my back. And I just got nothing. I also found out, this is what I call the cherry on top of the hot fudge sundae, is that my lifelong best friend and business partner, not only did he steal this company from me, not only did they fire me from my job, but I found out he had also been secretly dating the woman I loved behind my back. So it was a total wipeout. It was truly what they call a dark night of the soul. And if you've never heard that term before, that's when everything in your life goes down the toilet all at once. And so at 27, I was told I could never work again. I was living with pretty awful chronic pain. I was living in my parents' extra room. Some days I needed help getting dressed. I could barely drive. And on top of that, I had a terrible heartbreak. And my partners had stolen a multi-million-dollar company from me that I had founded with my blood, sweat, and tears. And oh yeah, on top of that, I also lost my lifelong best friend. I got depressed. I started day drinking. I started using drugs. I just figured my life was over. But I was lucky. I had a friend of mine turn me on to alternative medicine. And so, long story short, I spent the next 5 years living with my parents, scraping by on disability, trying everything. I mean, you name it, I tried it. I tried acupuncture and herbs and homeopaths and osteopaths and cranial sacral work and Reiki healing and pranic healing and diets and cleanses and magnets and electrodes and chi machines and vibration machines. And oh gosh, it was so much stuff. So much stuff. I mean, you name it, I've done it. But I didn't get better. I got worse. And so after 5 years of this, of spending a small fortune going deep into debt trying to recover my health with alternative medicine, I finally agreed to have an experimental surgery done on my right elbow. But the surgery didn't help me. I got worse. When I woke up from the surgery, my right arm was paralyzed at the elbow. I couldn't move it at all. I spent several months trying all sorts of different therapies. I tried Dynasplints. I had another manipulation under anesthesia. They scheduled a second surgery. I did all these things. Nothing was working. It was then that my aunt introduced me to this crazy lady she knew that did energy healing. And honestly, I didn't expect anything to happen, right? I showed up, she asked me a bunch of questions about God and my belief in myself and what had happened with my best friend and all the pain I'd been in and so on and so forth. And I didn't expect anything to happen when I saw her, right? I thought she was just some crazy healer lady. But my aunt had agreed to pay for the session and I was desperate, so I gave it a shot. She told me she was doing a bunch of stuff with the subconscious, and I was like, yeah, sure, lady, whatever, right? But at the end of our session, she kind of closed her eyes and went into a trance. And about a minute later, there was this loud pop and crack inside my elbow. And I remember she opened her eyes and said, "Okay, dear, try your arm now." And I did. And I was like, oh my God, I could move my arm again without any pain. It's just like the surgery had never happened. This was truly a miracle. I had experienced a genuine, instant miracle healing that day. And understandably, my whole worldview was totally transformed. At that moment, I decided to become a spiritual teacher. And over the next several years, I spent a ton of money, traveled all over the world, working with all these incredible healers and masters and gurus and intuitives and such. And so here's what I found. There are some incredible people out there that can do some really amazing things. But for almost all of these spiritual teachers and gurus and masters and healers, for almost all of them, it's just a gift. They don't really understand how it works or how they develop this ability. They just know what to do with it. The problem with that is it's hard to teach that, right? How do you teach natural talent? And I didn't have that natural talent. It wasn't some gift I was born with or saw an angel fly down from the heavens and reveal to me, right? Nothing like that. So I took a different approach. I decided to put my background in science and engineering to work, and I spent years reverse engineering the masters. I figured out what they were doing and how it worked, and I developed a system. And of course, I applied this system to my own life, and it finally seemed like things were starting to turn around for me. My health improved drastically. My pain went way down, and I was able to come off of disability. I started a new business doing energy healing. I even found new love in my life and got married. But then, it really seemed that I was just destined for failure, because in the blink of an eye, I lost it all again. My wife left me. My new energy healing business tanked. I got sucked into an investment scam and lost all my money. I ended up over $1 million in debt. And with a sinking feeling, I declared bankruptcy. All these crazy thoughts started racing through my mind. I was like, is this it? Is this the end? Am I just stuck here? Why is it life feels like I'm destined to do nothing but suffer? Why is it that other people seem to have it all figured out, and I just don't? Maybe you can relate. You've done the meditations. You've read the books. You've listened to advice from the gurus. But that life you really want, the abundance, the love, the joy, is still out of reach. Maybe you feel like no matter how hard you work, no matter how many hours you put in, or how hard you try, nothing seems to make a real long-lasting impact in your life. Or maybe, even after you started to see some progress, things start to get too good. And you feel like there's this invisible force that just comes up out of nowhere and drags you back down, and you got to start all over again. And you can't do anything but just sit and ask yourself, why? So, who here today can relate to that? I know I do, because that's exactly where I was. And it wasn't until that day, when I declared bankruptcy, that I met a mentor who changed my life forever. His name was Carl, and he had spent decades of his life studying in some of the world's most ancient mystery schools. You see, at the time, I was working with an amazing life coach. I'd done over 100 hours of private sessions with him, trying to turn my life around. But I was stuck, and he couldn't help me. He even said to me, Brent, I'm sorry, but you're the first person who's too screwed up even for me to help. Let me kick you up the food chain to my master, Carl. And considering that I was all out of options, I figured I should probably take him up on his offer. And thank God I did, because working with Carl changed everything for me. You see, Carl was the first person to ever teach me how to access higher states of consciousness using what we like to call quantum field activation. It's a form of fast and radical consciousness shifting that we will be doing later in this training. But I have to be honest with you, when I first met Carl, I thought he was a quack. I still remember leaving our first session together feeling like I had just been scammed, because he would talk about spirituality in a way that didn't make sense to me. He was always saying these weird things like, there's only one of us here. And it drove me nuts. I'm like, what does he mean? There's only one of us here. There's me and him and the cameraman, plus those people over there, right? Is this guy crazy? So I left our first session disappointed. I felt like, what the heck am I going to do now? But then, a couple days later, as I was driving back home through Santa Monica, I stopped at a stop sign at a four-way intersection. And I felt as if a bolt of lightning just hit me. It was the craziest thing. All this electricity ran up and down my body. Instantly, I had this realization. I am not Brent. As soon as I heard that, in my mind, something clicked. I finally understood exactly what Carl was trying to tell me when he said there's only one of us here. And I realized the reason I wasn't getting the results I wanted with my health, with money, with my relationships, I was trying to attract the life I wanted from ego. My identification with the ego was the sabotaging force that pulled me back to scarcity whenever things got too good. As soon as I got home, I grabbed a notepad and paper and started writing. I was trying to reverse engineer what had just happened so I could develop a system to break myself free from identification with the ego. I started to develop a new way, a step-by-step method that combined subconscious reprogramming with quantum field access. And it was only after having this realization that everything finally started to change for me. It took some time. It took some work. It didn't happen overnight or effortlessly. But one of the highlights that happened for me was a few years ago, I got to take my son to see the World Series. Oh my God. I never thought I'd be a father. I never thought I'd be able to afford tickets to the World Series. Now, to some people, that may not sound like a big deal, but there was a long period in my life where that kind of thing sounded totally unimaginable. Thanks to this awakening process and the power of the quantum field activation, I started making money like I never had before. My chronic pain disappeared. I even found love and started a family long after I thought that ship had sailed. And it wasn't just me. I've been able to help thousands of my students achieve similar results too. Here's a case study from Julianne. Here's what she had to say. I had suffered from a severe illness which had me bedridden for over a year. After just one session with Brent, I had a moderate amount of relief of my symptoms, and that is a big deal. After my second session, my symptoms are almost gone, and I feel free. Free in my words, hang-ups. I am no longer the slave of my unconscious issues. Brent is an absolute genius. He is gentle, patient, and limitless in his guidance. So that's from Julianne. Vicky had this to say. I wanted to give you a little mini report from after our private session working on financial clearing. 1. After emailing a minor complaint to Bed Bath & Beyond, they mailed me a gift card. 2. I took my watch in to ask a question about it, and the woman offered me $300 for the gold band. Considering it had been sitting in my closet for 25 years, I took the cash. And 3. I received $10,000 from JP Morgan regarding a mutual fund I'd invested in. So I was delighted with the additional surprise. Thank you, Brent. Here's from Cameron. He says to me, within 5 days of our session to lift roadblocks in my romantic life, I was approached by a stunning young woman with whom I share many spiritual and personal interests with. We have now begun dating. She found an old forgotten dating profile I had made months ago and reached out. Within 2 days of this happening, we met and started a wonderful relationship. This is a quantum leap from the unfulfilling relationship cycle I had found myself trapped in over the past few years. Thank you. And there are tens of thousands more people from all over the world that have achieved similar results. Now, I'm not showing you this to brag. Instead, I want you to see this as a sign that if you make a commitment to raising your level of consciousness and you have the right tools and technology under your belt, then anything is possible. Now, I discovered all this the hard way. So I want you to know, if you've ever tried to attract more financial stability, better health, more high-quality relationships, and you failed for whatever reason, it's not your fault. You've been told that if you want to manifest the life you desire, you must think positively. But the truth is, according to a scientific study on the law of attraction, over 99% of people who use conventional law of attraction teachings don't see any positive results at all. Or if they do, it's for manifesting little stuff like a parking spot. But today I'm going to show you how you can use the new way, the SICA method, to effortlessly manifest the life of abundance, love, and happiness you deserve, without having to spend years trying to figure it out on your own like I did. It cost me 15 years of my life and over $1 million to reverse engineer these secrets of consciousness. And this training could have saved me. So once again, I need your undivided attention, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the easy way to raise your level of consciousness and effortlessly manifest the life of love, happiness, and abundance you know you deserve. So you don't have to go through all the pain, all the frustration, and the years of trial and error that I went through trying to figure all this stuff out. How does that sound? Are you guys excited for me to break this down for you? If so, let me know in the chat room. Awesome. I see lots of yeses coming in. All right, so first off, we're going to go over secret number 1, how to unlock the hidden power of the law of attraction. Here I'll show you the truth behind why the law of attraction doesn't work for most people, and how you can use the power of your mind to manifest anything you want. After that, I'm going to show you secret number 2, levels of consciousness and the key to effortless manifesting. Here I'll walk you through how your current level of consciousness is like a prison that holds you back from manifesting the life you desire. Plus, I'll reveal to you exactly how you can finally break free from this prison and move towards a new paradigm of abundance and success. Next, I'll go through secret number 3, how to raise your level of consciousness using the SICA method, or what I like to call the new way of manifesting. This is the exact system I developed after having my aha moment driving home that day through Santa Monica, and the system that used to completely transform my life and thousands of my students. That's what I'm going to share with you. And then finally, after secret number 3, we're going to do a quick 3-minute quantum field activation process right here on this webinar to help you tap into these higher levels of consciousness so you can experience emotions like peace, love, and joy almost instantly. Quick question. Are you guys ready to dive in? Give me a yes in the chat room if you're ready and excited to uncover this new way of manifesting. Amazing. I see lots of yeses. Nice. So let's jump right in with secret number 1, unlocking the hidden power of the law of attraction. And you might be asking, Brent, why is it that most people don't get good results from using the traditional law of attraction techniques? It's because the subconscious mind holds 98% of your power. And this iceberg picture is a great example of how your mind works. The conscious mind is just the small part on top that you see. That's just a fraction of it. The vast majority of it is underwater, just like an iceberg. So your typical law of attraction programs only access the conscious mind 1 to 2%. Almost all of your power is locked up in the subconscious or unconscious mind. That's like 98, 99%. And if you're only using 1 or 2% of your mind's power, of course you're going to fail most of the time, right? Some people get lucky. We got to tap into the subconscious. Here's how it works. Your life is just like a computer. Your body is the hardware, and the software is your subconscious mind. Did you know that you have a subconscious program for every single area of your life? And it's simple. If you want to see different results in your life, you got to change the code. Let me offer some real-world evidence to back up that claim. Have you ever wondered why most lottery winners lose all the money after they win? And it usually happens within 5 years. And that's not a coincidence. They say that depending on how you measure it, between 40 and 80% of multi-million-dollar lottery winners lose all their money within 5 years. And it's very consistent. In California, they make you go through financial training before they cut you a check. So it's not like these people lose their money because they don't know about taxes. No. No matter what efforts the government and people make, it keeps happening. And there's a reason. If you are running poverty programs in the subconscious and someone hands you millions of dollars, you will lose it. It's the same reason that a significant number of professional athletes who have made millions of dollars in their careers go bankrupt, usually within 5 years of retirement. It's because of the subconscious mind. If you're running scarcity and poverty programs, you're going to lose the money, no matter how much someone hands to you. That's how life works. Most positive thinking and law of attraction programs don't work because they're only engaging the conscious mind, 1 or 2%. Remember the iceberg? The vast majority of your mind's power is in the subconscious. Your subconscious mind is literally the software that runs your life. I like to call it the software of your soul is the subconscious. So if you're serious about making not just a little more money, but a lot more money, having better health or more love in your life, you gotta learn how to get in and change that code. The problem is most positive thinking, self-improvement, mind power programs are like drawing on your monitor. It reminds me of an old blonde joke from the 90s. It goes something like this. How do you know a blonde has been using your computer? Well, it's easy. The monitor is covered with black marker and whiteout. So that's kind of funny, right? But it reveals a really, really powerful point. If you're just drawing on your monitor, you're not actually fixing your programs, are you? At best, you can create the temporary appearance of the code working, but it's not really fixed. Everybody knows that if your programs are crashing or not working right, you gotta fix the code, right? Maybe you download new software. Maybe you hire a programmer or a tech to debug it. And your life is exactly the same. If you're trying to make more money by manipulating money, it's doomed to failure. That's drawing on the monitor. I want to show you how to change your code and make a permanent transformative shift in whatever area of life you like. The right way is to tap into the code. The code is your subconscious mind. And the key to changing your code is the technology of consciousness. And yes, like any technology, there is a right way and a whole lot of wrong ways that don't work. You might think of it as like an airplane. There's a couple ways of building an airplane that work. Propeller engines, jet engines, you need to have wings, and you need to know about lift and drag and aerodynamics and all this stuff. If you have 1,000 components in an airplane and one of them is broken, it will not take off. And if it does, it's probably going to crash. So to get an airplane to fly, that's advanced technology. There's a lot of things you have to get right. And guess what? Your life reprogramming your subconscious is the same. There's a technology to it. I'll offer just a couple pieces right now. One of the pieces you need is to tap into a waking theta brain state, because you can only change your code when your brain is in a theta state. But normally the only time our brains go into a theta state is when we're asleep and dreaming. How do we resolve that? I have an answer. This is part of the technology. Another part of it is, in order to access these higher levels of consciousness, you need how to learn to synchronize the two hemispheres of your brain. And that's a little trickier challenge than the theta wave. But I have solved all these problems. I have cracked the code. This is what I want to share with you. Here's another testimonial from Christine. This is what she said. In the week following my second relationship subconscious clearing session, my energy clearly shifted. 4 men have approached me to ask me out, and after the 5th session, I was able to accept the attention and to respond. Interestingly, in working to resolve the deeper emotional issues, which include childhood sexual abuse, I have found that my general level of anxiety has almost disappeared, and all tendencies toward compulsive eating have vanished. I am so grateful to have the opportunity to work with Brent, and for the positive experiences I'm able to have because of him. So that's a real person just like you and me. Here's another case study from Kate. She says, I've been suffering from horrible insomnia for a month that resulted in waking many, many times every hour. Even with 10 or more hours of sleep, I'd wake up more tired than when I went to bed. Brent did 1 session with me on unconscious blocks related to my insomnia, and that same night I slept through the entire night and had a restful sleep. The insomnia is now gone, and it's been almost 2 months. Thanks, Brent. So these are examples of people that change their code. Here's another testimonial from Judy. She says, very interesting. Immediately after my session with Brent, I received a totally unexpected $3 an hour raise at my part-time job, and several unsolicited freebies of varying degrees for different reasons from my bank, the police department here and there. But even more noteworthy, I got a windfall of $7,000 from me, a person who doesn't gamble, except for this one time, when I was encouraged to put a few dollars into a penny machine while passing through Las Vegas. Thank you, Brent, for helping me to unlock the power of my subconscious. So these are real people just like you and me who use this technology to change their code, and this is what happened. Okay, are you still with me? Are you ready for secret number 2? If so, then please type yes into the chat room right now. Awesome. On to secret number 2, levels of consciousness and the key to effortless manifestation. Now you might be thinking, okay, if I want better relationships, more money, better health, I can just reprogram my mind using tools like meditation, hypnosis, and NLP, right? The short answer is no. Why is that? Because of the law of consciousness and vibration. You see, your vibration is like an antenna that signals to the universe and tells it to surround you with the people, the places, the things that are a match to your vibration. This is why simple subconscious block clearing with hypnosis or NLP is often not enough. Sometimes it delivers results, but a lot of the time it doesn't, because there's this whole aspect of life, consciousness, your level of vibration, that is incredibly important. So, how do you know what your vibration is? Well, it's pretty easy. You can learn how to calibrate your vibration using a chart of consciousness. On this chart, consciousness can be measured on a scale that runs from 0 to 1,000, where 0 are the lower vibrations, fear, anger, guilt, things like that. And at the high end, we have the positive vibrations, love, joy, contentment, serenity, even enlightenment. This was first introduced in a book called Power versus Force, written by David Hawkins, who is a pioneer and researcher into the area of spirituality and consciousness. So here's how it works. When you're aware of your level of consciousness or vibration, you can actually raise it by tapping into or connecting to what my late mentor Carl called the quantum field. The quantum field is this unseen but clearly present power that fills the universe. In some cultures, they call it chi, or ki, or life force, or energy, or mana. We even see it in our arts and entertainment. If you've ever watched Star Wars, they refer to it as the Force. It is this unseen force field of energy that connects all life. And those with the right training, like the Jedis, know how to tap into that field, the Force, and use it to achieve results. Now, of course, Star Wars is a movie. It's fantasy. It's science fiction, right? Please don't expect that I'm going to be handing out lightsabers at my weekend intensives. Please don't expect me to pull a spaceship out of a swamp using the power of my mind. That is fantasy. But the basis for this, the idea of this universal life force field that we can learn to tap into and apply to get results in our life, that's real. And so this quantum field, it's not a physical object. It's a field effect like gravity. You can't see gravity, can you? But you can see the effects of it. The quantum field is just the same. You can't directly see the quantum field, but you can see the effects of it. Even our most advanced and smartest doctors and scientists have no idea exactly how a single cell turns into a fully formed human in the womb. How does it know what to do? It's following the directions from the quantum field. It's literally the architect and power and intelligence that created the entire universe. And the more you're able to deepen your connection to this quantum field, the more life force and energy that you can fill into your body and mind, the more your vibration will rise, and the more magical your life will become. When you learn how to deepen your connection with the quantum field, effortless manifestation is only possible when you learn to live here, in higher consciousness, over 500 on this scale. When you get to this place, manifesting what you want will be effortless. It becomes the easiest thing in the world. As an example, I manifested the building I'm living in now. I had been driving by it. I had actually put a bid on a different property in the same neighborhood. And I was driving home from seeing that other property, and I drove by this one. Nothing was for sale. And I looked up and I said, wow, it'd be cool to live there. Long story short, my real estate agent called me the next day and said, Brent, I have good news and bad news. The bad news is you didn't get that other property you bid on. But the good news is there's another property in the neighborhood that is priced to sell that I think you'll like even more. And long story short, it was the one I had just driven by. And I had said it would be cool to live there. So I created that effortlessly, and you can do this too, 100%. It is a law of the universe. And so in terms of consciousness and vibration, there's 3 levels of vibration or human consciousness that you need to know about. But the problem is most people are unaware there is such a thing. And most people don't even know that the higher levels of consciousness are even possible. They don't even know they exist. So they end up getting stuck in the lower levels of vibration. That makes it harder for them to connect to this quantum field, this life force. And slowly but surely, it becomes a self-reinforcing loop. You're stuck in lower consciousness, which connects you less strongly, more weakly to the quantum field. That makes it harder for you to raise your level of consciousness. And then it makes it even easier to get stuck in lower consciousness, and so on, right? Now, the only way to break yourself free from this self-fulfilling loop is to bring awareness to where you are at on the consciousness scale. Make sense? So there are 3 major paradigms or levels of consciousness that you need to be aware of. The victim, the lowest level, the victor in the middle, and the vehicle, which includes the highest levels of consciousness. The lowest level is known as the victim. And don't worry, if you're here watching this webinar, you are not a victim. Victims don't spend their time watching self-improvement programs like this. In the victim state, things just happen to you. You may feel helpless when trying to change your circumstances. You're not getting what you want in life. And more importantly, you feel stuck in a prison of powerlessness with no way out. You're likely experiencing a lot of pain, debt, loneliness, fear, anxiety, jealousy, the bad stuff. You are at the effect of your life. You are not the cause. But again, don't worry about that. We all carry residue of the lower vibrations. But if you're watching this webinar, you are not a victim. So where on the scale of consciousness do you think the victim vibrations are? That's right, at the bottom. You can see on the chart fear, anger, guilt, shame, etc., the bad stuff. The victim state is a prison of powerlessness, of ego, that keeps you stuck at lower consciousness. That worsens your connection to the quantum field, which is the only thing that can break you out. The only way out of the prison of the victim is to regain your power, to take back control of your life by starting to take responsibility for your actions. Once you're able to do that, you will graduate to the next level of consciousness and move from the victim to the victor. The victor is the middle level of consciousness. In the victor level of consciousness, we get educated, we learn skills, we make money, we form relationships. At the higher end of the victor scale, we learn about self-improvement, energy healing, mind power, as different practices to take action to get what we want in life. As the victor, you start to get your power back. You learn how to control the power of your mind. You're able to get what you want, at least sometimes. And you identify as someone who is the cause of your life and not at the effect of your circumstances. So where in this range do you think the victor vibrations are? And what would you rate your own consciousness at? Well, the victor range is the middle. And pretty much everybody watching this webinar is already a victor. In particular, you're towards the high end of the victor state, ready to graduate. Because victims don't watch this stuff at all. And low-end victors aren't interested in esoteric stuff like mind power and consciousness. You are here today because you are finally ready to graduate to the next level of human consciousness. Now, even though in the victor state you can sometimes attract what you want, it is still a prison. It's just a slightly bigger prison than being a victim. A great example of this is the case of El Chapo, the drug king. And so, long story short, El Chapo, years ago, was finally arrested in Mexico and put in prison. But because he had so much money and so much power, he pretty much ran the prison from the inside. He had a nice bed. He had gourmet food brought to his cell. He had prostitutes and strippers brought in. He had fine wine. He had drugs. He had cable TV. He had high-speed internet. He had pretty much anything he wanted in this prison. But he still wanted out. So after a number of years living in this prison of luxury, he escaped. And he was eventually caught and sent to a real prison. So the moral of this story is, even if you live in a really nice prison, you still want to escape. It is your soul's true desire to achieve real freedom, and that only happens through higher consciousness. The problem with trying to manifest what you want from the victor state is that you're still in the ego. And by trying to manifest more wealth, better relationships, greater health from a place of ego, you are subconsciously reinforcing the fact that you don't already have these things, which then vibrationally signals to the universe that you're in a paradigm of lack and scarcity, worsening your connection to the quantum field and making you not a vibrational match to getting what you want. So no wonder you've been struggling. No wonder you've been doing all these things that seem to work great for some other people but don't do much for you. This is why. And you know what the craziest part is? Most people never notice they're stuck in the ego. There's a saying that says, fish don't know they live in water. What does that mean? Well, fish are born in water. They grow up in water. They live their entire lives and die in water. To a fish, water is the whole universe. They have no idea that there is dry land or air. All they know is water, because that's all they've lived in. And so humans are like that, at least in the modern world, but the water is our ego. We're born in ego. We grow up in ego. We live our entire lives so immersed in ego that we don't even see it. But I want you to know there is another way. This is what my mentor Carl showed me. This is what made the huge change that finally got me unstuck in my life. Do you see what I mean? In the victim and victor states, you will always be limited by the confines of the ego. And the only way out of that prison is to raise your consciousness to the next level, to graduate from the victor state to the vehicle state. You may have heard spiritual sayings like, "Even before you ask, I shall have answered." When you're living in the vehicle state of consciousness, you have a deep connection to this quantum field, and you literally embody, live, and breathe in higher consciousness. You'll be able to tap into higher vibrational emotions like love, peace, and joy with ease. You've abolished resistance from your life, and what you want will effortlessly start falling into place. And you've released identification with your ego and are now able to simply allow manifestation. Where do you think the vehicle vibrations reside? At the top, of course, consciousness 500 plus. Does this make sense? How your level of consciousness is so critically important to the kind of life you want to experience. But sadly, most people are totally ignorant that there even is such a thing. The first two levels of consciousness serve as prisons of the ego. And the only way out of these prisons is to move into the vehicle state. But in order for you to move from the victor state to the vehicle state, there is a gateway you must go through first. There is one portal that is the only way to make that leap, to graduate from victor to vehicle. Remember the chart of consciousness? The gateway to higher consciousness is the 500 vibration. 499 is the top of the victor. 500 is the bottom of the vehicle. It is the single most important transition of consciousness that a human can experience. It is literally the gateway, the only path to higher consciousness. And that's the 400 to 500 change. It's fascinating that Dr. Hawkins, when he was alive, did make the transition. He shifted to the vehicle state, but he openly said and wrote that he had no idea how to help others make that same change. And so, for the people that don't know about awakening, that don't know about the quantum field, that gate is locked. The good news is for you, I have cracked the code. I figured out this thing that Hawkins never did. I know how to help others make that leap from 499 to 500. I did it myself. It happened to me that day driving home from Santa Monica. And I've created a system to allow you to do it too. And it's really easy, much easier than you might think. And I'm here today to share this mind-bogglingly powerful secret with you. So you might be wondering, what is the key to unlocking this gateway to higher consciousness? How do I graduate to the vehicle state? Are you guys ready for the key? Give me a yes in the chat room if you are ready to uncover the key to accessing higher states of consciousness. Amazing. I see lots of yeses. Nice. All right. So the key to experiencing higher consciousness is true spiritual awakening. This is the gateway from the victor to the vehicle. This is a spiritual turbocharger that will make everything you do far more powerful. Healing, manifesting, whether you're a parent, an employee, a boss, a business owner, you will become far more powerful and effective through raising your consciousness. Awakening is often called the beginning of the end of suffering. It's also called the foot in the door to enlightenment. So this is the gateway you must go through to raise your consciousness and transform your life. It allows you to go from victor to vehicle instantly. For me, it took years of study, and then it happened in an instant. Boom. You will escape from the prison of the ego forever. That's why they call it the foot in the door to enlightenment. Because once you got that foot in the door can never close. When you're living in the prison of the ego, your life tends to quickly fill up with negative habits, limiting beliefs, not getting what you want, tons of suffering, and you're struggling to manifest what you really want to have. But awakening lets you out of that prison once and for all by helping graduate you to the vehicle state of consciousness, where it will be natural and easy to feel high vibrational emotions. You get to do what you love. You can get what you want with ease. You're living a dream life, and manifestation tends to be effortless. Do you see what I mean now? Life is not just about what you do. It's also about the vibrational consciousness from which you do it. If you don't know that, you'll probably be stuck forever. This is another case study from one of my clients, Angelo. Angelo had been struggling to quit smoking for over 15 years. And it wasn't until he had this realization that he was finally able to quit once and for all. Here's what he said. I've been a smoker for almost 15 years. I was up to about 2.5 packs a day, and I haven't had a smoke since my awakening session. I didn't even have the associated headaches I usually get when I try to go cold turkey. Thankfully, Brent saved me from the destructive path I was on and set me straight. Thanks for the help. You're almost there. Just one more secret to go. So, are you ready for secret number 3? Let me know in the chat room. This is where the rubber meets the road. This is what you need to know right now to start elevating your consciousness. All right, awesome. I see yeses. So let's jump right into it. Secret number 3, raising your level of consciousness using the SICA method. Now, you might be thinking, spiritual awakening. That sounds like it's really hard. It's going to take a long time. Do I have to move to the Himalayas and become a monk to experience this? Well, no. You can actually experience a true, genuine awakening in less than 30 days. And don't take my word for it. Here's what one of my students had to say. I spent over 20 years in a Buddhist monastery, followed various gurus and masters, and I even met the Dalai Lama twice. But I never really got it until I worked with your 30 days program. Now it seems clear. Thank you for this incredible gift. I wish I could have found you 40 years ago. This is worth so much more than the price I paid to work with you. It's truly priceless. So that's powerful stuff, right? This is someone who devoted his life to spiritual study, 20 years in a Buddhist monastery trying to find this awakening. And after following the method, the roadmap that I gave him, he was able to do it in less than a month. Finally got to that place. Now I know what you're probably thinking. If some people are able to experience this in less than 30 days, why is it that most people that study spirituality spend years, decades trying to experience this spiritual awakening? Well, the answer is simple. Most spiritual and New Age teachers and gurus might have experienced awakening themselves, but they don't know exactly what caused it. They don't know how to help other people reach a spiritual awakening, and they lack a proven step-by-step process to guide their students towards experiencing awakening. Hawkins was like this. He was a wonderful teacher, a wonderful person, wrote some really good stuff, but he never figured out how to help people cross that threshold. I did, and that's why I'm here. And so if experiencing spiritual awakening was the top of a mountain, most spiritual teachers point you to the top of the mountain and say, go there. But they fail to give you the map, leaving you lost and confused. Isn't that right? Without the map, you'll be stuck in a prison of your ego and always limited by its confines. With the map, you'll be able to tap into higher vibrational states like joy, peace, and love. Without the map, you'll always be a victim of your circumstances and unable to manifest the life of your dreams. With the map, you'll raise your level of consciousness and attract what you desire with ease. Without the map, you'll end up wasting decades of your life, along with thousands of dollars chasing true inner happiness. With the map, you'll save time, you'll save money by experiencing true awakening almost instantly. Does this make sense to you? Do you now see why people spend their entire lives seeking awakening but never find it? It's because you need to have more than just the destination. You also need the map. That is, if you actually want to get there. So, are you guys ready for the map on how to actually get there? All right. So, here's the map. SICA method. The S stands for subconscious stories. The I stands for identify blocks and traumas. The C is to clear blocks and traumas. And A is awakening. So let's start with subconscious stories. These stories are the programs that run your life. Your beliefs are the code that makes up these programs. This is the software of your soul. These are the programs that create how much money you make, your health, your self-esteem. Everything is all dependent on what subconscious stories you're running. Your present reality is a result of the subconscious stories you tell yourself about the way things are. These subconscious stories are based on our past experiences and drive our behavior in the present. And traumatic past experiences are often the cause of subconscious blockages that limit our ability to manifest our desires into reality. So, what do we do about it? It's simple. With the right technology, we can change your stories and change your life. The walls and bars of the prison of the ego are made up of your subconscious stories. I like to say that we all live in prisons constructed out of what we think we know. Some of the common stories we tell include, I'm not worthy. Money is the root of all evil. I have to struggle for success. Manifesting what I want is hard. But remember, awakening and higher consciousness will set you free. In the vehicle state, those old limiting beliefs are replaced by timeless wisdom such as, I am worthy just because I am. Money is a flow of value. Success will come to me. Manifesting is natural. Now, the second part of the SICA method is the I. Identify blocks and trauma. Blocks stem from the negative subconscious stories we assign to the experiences we had in the past. The number one obstacle to connecting with the quantum field and keeping us stuck in ego are these blocks and traumas. And it's only when we identify and then clear these blocks and traumas that we can move up the scale of consciousness. So here's some examples of blocks and traumas. I got cheated on, and now I don't trust members of the opposite sex. I was told to shut up by a teacher when I was young, and now I have social anxiety. I saw my parents spend their entire lives chasing money, and now I have a belief that money is the root of all evil. And we don't just identify the blocks and traumas, we clear them out once and for all. So now we're going to talk about part 3, the C, clearing blocks and traumas. We clear blocks and traumas by tapping into quantum energy to rewire your subconscious. By doing this, you will free yourself from the subconscious code holding you back from reaching higher levels of consciousness like peace, joy, and love. And you can finally start to heal the painful stories that have kept you in a prison of scarcity, so you can start feeling great almost instantly. Now you're ready to understand what that crazy healer lady did for me that allowed me to experience the instant healing of my paralyzed arm. She had the ability, the technology, to quickly identify and clear some of my subconscious blocks and traumas, which led to a miracle healing of my arm that totally changed the direction of my life. And it wasn't a fluke. I have personally seen well over 1,000 genuine medical miracles with my clients and students. I've seen instant healings on things such as migraine headaches, cancers, HIV, depression, anxiety, even broken bones. And the last part of the SICA method is the A for awaken. And I'm not talking about being woke or any kind of political correctness. I'm referring only to genuine spiritual awakening that catapults you to the highest levels of human consciousness. I'm not talking about knowing about energy healing or intuition or mind power. None of that is awakening. It is a very specific insight into the nature of exactly what you are, of seeing past the ego to the big truth, the big answers, the real truth about life in the universe. Awakening breaks you free from the prison of the ego and unlocks your potential for living in higher consciousness. It allows you to let go of the painful stories from the past and watch how everything that you want can effortlessly start falling into place. You will instantly shift into a completely new reality, full of love, abundance, and happiness, where manifesting what you want becomes a lot easier. And even better, we're going to do more today than just talk about higher consciousness. I have a special process we're going to do in a few minutes to actually give you your own experience of what higher consciousness feels like. In a way, higher consciousness is kind of like orange juice. I can talk to you about it all day, but you don't really know what it tastes like until you drink some for yourself. And this quantum field activation process we're going to do is like me pouring you a little bit of orange juice. I want you to try it and get a feeling for yourself of what it feels like. So that's coming up very soon. Now, the problem is in the prisons of the ego. We become too identified with our ego, which keeps us stuck in lower consciousness. It dampens our connection to life, to the quantum field. Trying to manifest from ego signals to the universe we're stuck in lack and scarcity, making us not a vibrational match for what we wanted. And most people never notice that they're stuck inside a prison of the ego. They don't know that the only way to break free is through this awakening process. But once you discover how to use the SICA method, it will allow you to heal from these past traumas and subconscious blocks, the things that disconnected you from the quantum field and forced you to stay in ego. To raise your level of consciousness by tapping into these higher vibrational states, love, joy, peace, etc. And it will save you huge amounts of time and money by accelerating your awakening process so you can experience a true spiritual awakening almost instantly. Is this all making sense now? That's powerful, isn't it? So let's do a quick recap of what we covered here today. In secret number 1, I showed you why the law of attraction doesn't work for most people, and you discovered the hidden truth about how to use your subconscious mind to tap into its raw power to manifest anything you want. In secret number 2, I showed you how your current level of consciousness is keeping you stuck and preventing you from vibrationally attracting the life you deserve, and how you can break free from the prison of the ego by moving from the victim and victor states of consciousness into the vehicle. And in secret number 3, I showed you why spiritual awakening holds the key to breaking free from the lower levels of consciousness holding you back, plus how to accelerate your own awakening process using the SICA method. Now, let me ask you this. If all I did was just follow the map, modeled what works, and use the SICA method to attract a life of abundance, love, and happiness, do you think you could do the same? Even if you mess it up, even if you only get half the results I've gotten by following this process, what would that do for you? Would you finally be able to let go of your ego, let go of resistance, and raise your level of consciousness to the point that manifesting becomes effortless? What if it allowed you to finally pursue everything you've been putting off, like enjoying your family, traveling the world, helping other people, following your passion, and living a brand new life on your terms, how you intended it to be? What if it allowed you to attract a different love life, a better romance with your current partner, or a brand new one with someone special who satisfies you in every way like a true soulmate should? What if it helped you feel positive buzzing through every cell of your body as you clean your slate of everything negative holding you back and move yourself to the amazing life you know you were always meant to live? Now, I know we've covered a lot today. We only had a short amount of time to cover a lot of life-changing material. Unfortunately, I can't fit everything I want to share with you into a short training, okay? I wish I had a lot more time to go through all this stuff, but there's just no way I could fit it in. So, before we dive into our quantum field activation session, do you mind if I spend about 10 minutes going over a special offer I created for you today that will allow you to experience all of this in just a fraction of the time? It's a cool offer I put together to help you implement all of this. Just let me know if that's okay with you if I spend a few minutes to share it with you. All right, awesome. See you in the S's. This is great. This is a program called 30 Days to Awakening, and it is a step-by-step roadmap that's specifically designed to help you experience a true spiritual awakening, raise your level of consciousness, and tap into high vibrational states in less than 30 days using the SICA method. So, if you want to accelerate your awakening process, tap into higher states of consciousness daily, and be able to manifest what you want with ease, listen up. Here's a sneak peek of what you're going to find inside. All right, so first up, 30 Days to Awakening Daily 10-Minute Insights. You will receive 30 days worth of 10-minute MP3 and PDF insights designed to raise your level of consciousness and guide you to your own spiritual awakening. Uncover the great lie society has programmed us to believe that is the source of all suffering, including your own. And you'll use the SICA method to get to your own genuine spiritual awakening and finally gain a foot in the door to enlightenment. These 30 days worth of 10-minute daily insights is the heart and soul of this program. It contains everything you need to know to lead you to your own spiritual awakening. And I will be there guiding you step by step through the entire process. We provide you both PDFs and MP3s, so you can listen if you prefer audios, and you can read if you prefer written articles. You can listen to them in the car, you can read them on your phone in the bathtub, you can listen when you're washing the dishes or exercising, you name it. It's like having me in your pocket 24/7. All right, so second up, you'll also get access to our block clearing sessions. You'll receive 5 binaural beat encoded block clearing sessions. These are created with my patent pending Formula for Miracles technology that will bring you automatically into a waking theta state and remove all the inner subconscious barriers stopping you from living in a state of higher consciousness. After these block clearing sessions, you'll be able to reprogram your mind to manifest more wealth, greater health, stronger relationships, and more spiritual fulfillment than you ever dreamed possible. You will finally break free from the scarcity paradigms that have been holding you back. I want you to effortlessly float towards a new paradigm of success and abundance. If you've ever wanted to let go of all the baggage, limiting beliefs, subconscious stories that have prevented you from living your best life, attracting a great partner, and finding a true purpose or calling in life, these patent-pending Formula for Miracles encoded block clearing sessions are definitely for you. Next up, let's talk about our Mastering Attention Masterclass. You'll receive 7 audios, PDFs, and a guided meditation designed to help you master the art of awareness and attention. Inside this masterclass, I will show you how you can harness the power of the mind to transform your health, relationships, and financial well-being, and how you can effortlessly move your attention from a narrow focus to an open focus, allowing you to heal both your mind and your body almost instantly. By the time you're done, you'll have complete mastery over your mind and how you pay attention and relate to the world around you. Phenomenal stuff. You'll be able to harness your focus into providing true energy healing for yourself and others around you. At this point, you're probably thinking, that's a lot. What else do I need? Well, let me ask you, what else could you possibly need? How about our Dissolving Pain Masterclass? You'll receive 7 MP3s and PDFs that will reveal to you how to use your awareness and your attention to dissolve any kind of pain, emotional pain, physical pain, spiritual pain, once and for all. Inside, I will show you how to master the ability to stay present in the face of any pain and work through it with a minimum of suffering. In fact, this is one of the most critical skills, if not the most critical skill, you must learn if you really want to live your life in higher consciousness. And lastly, you'll learn how to handle whatever life throws at you and continue to progress spiritually regardless of your circumstances. Again, if you're looking to live your life from a higher consciousness state, learning how to stay present in the face of any pain isn't something that's optional or nice to have. It is truly critical if you want to keep progressing in your spiritual path. Now, as if that wasn't enough for you, we've decided to go above and beyond and added 5 exclusive bonuses that you're not going to find other places. Bonus number 1, you'll get full access to my entire Where Science Meets Spirit book series, so you can discover how to experience miraculous instant healings, create financial abundance, and enjoy fulfilling and loving relationships. Inside the books, you'll receive a rational, scientific, step-by-step process for working with your subconscious mind to attract anything you want. I spent the best portion of my adult life writing these books, and all because I wanted to help people just like you demystify this process of miraculous instant healings so you can discover how to create practical everyday miracles for yourself. This is something that I wanted to include to help push your understanding of some of these esoteric concepts that we've been covering inside this training, as well as things that are covered inside the 30 Days to Awakening audio and article series. And just so you know, this Where Science Meets Spirit book series is by far one of the greatest assets you can have in your life toolbox. It can be your new secret weapon to catapult you into higher states of consciousness. Next up, bonus number 2, our quantum field activation sessions. Too many times, I've seen people get stuck in lower levels of consciousness because they had no clue how to access the quantum field. In the activation sessions, I'll give you 2 guided recordings that are specifically designed to help you reconnect with the quantum field and raise your level of consciousness. This way, you can experience a deeper, more meaningful connection with your higher self and the powerful but yet unseen force that fills this universe. And it'll allow you to program yourself to tap into this quantum field anytime you like. Little hint, this will allow you to manifest anything you want almost effortlessly. Once you're able to unlock the power that comes with tapping into this quantum field daily, I can tell you right now, your whole life will transform. You'll start living in the higher states of consciousness and experience high vibrational emotions like never before. Next up, bonus number 3, the secrets to muscle testing. You're going to receive an hour-long masterclass on how to use muscle testing to identify your subconscious blocks. Inside, you'll uncover 4 muscle testing techniques you can use regardless of your background or experience level. And I'm going to hand you the exact testing tools you can use anytime you want for the whole rest of your life to look inside your own subconscious mind and discover what's actually in there, without needing to have a spiritual healer like me follow you around for the rest of your life. So you never again have to ever worry about spending hundreds or thousands of dollars hunting down spiritual healers so that they can tell you what's inside your subconscious. You'll have the skill and ability to use these techniques on yourself anytime you want for the whole rest of your life. And it's really, really easy. Most people get it with about 10 minutes of practice, then they got it for the rest of their lives. Next up, bonus number 4, our trauma clearing sessions. These are also binaural beat encoded audios using the patent pending Formula for Miracles process to bring you into a waking theta state to make profound change in the subconscious mind. You'll get access to the audio and PDF instructions for the trauma healing session, and you can use this anytime you like, as much or as little as you like, to heal yourself of all your past traumas in a safe, easy, protective environment. During these sessions, I reveal to you the 3 layers of trauma and how you can use energy healing and the waking theta state to break loose from these chains of your painful past. And lastly, it will give you the tool you need to permanently heal the painful stories that have kept you in the prison of scarcity, so you can start feeling good and having a great life immediately. Healing subconscious traumas is critical for anyone that's looking to experience genuine spiritual awakening and live in truly higher consciousness. That's why I'm going to give you access to some of the most powerful trauma clearing sessions I've ever done. And you know what? This bonus alone is a life changer. Just getting the tools to get into your subconscious, use the theta state, and clear your traumas, that alone is going to make a gigantic difference in your life. And you'll have me guiding you through the entire process step by step from start to finish. Lastly, with bonus number 5, you'll get a whopping $900 of discounts on some of my top digital courses. That's over a 75% discount on my best-selling programs, including the Formula for Wealth, Unleash Your Inner Millionaire, and In Love for a Lifetime. I'm going to give you this huge discount because I want you to be able to accelerate your progress towards attracting the financial, spiritual, and romantic outcomes you desire without having to break the bank to do so. And best of all of our downloadable programs come with an unconditional 30-day money-back guarantee. So not only do you get these insane discounts, but you literally have 0 risk. As you can see, everything inside this 30 Days to Awakening offer is designed to give you access to the tools, the knowledge, the insights, everything you need so you can experience your own spiritual awakening and raise your level of consciousness in less than 30 days. So by now, you should see the value. And the truth is, those of you that choose to get access to the right tools will be able to experience a spiritual awakening a lot faster than the ones who don't. It's really that simple. And even though we could easily charge an arm and a leg for this life-changing program, I could run at full price for over $3,000. It would still be far less than the cost I've spent trying to figure the stuff out on my own, or the time lost from not having a proven process to follow. Now, let's put this into perspective and do the math. Here's the disturbing cost of going at it alone. To gather this information and experience spiritual awakening could take you 3 or 10 years or more, and you might never figure it out at all. You'd have to try thousands of solutions with no idea about what does or doesn't work, and you'd have to learn through expensive, painful trial and error. Removing your subconscious blocks towards awakening could take decades alone, and your life may pass without getting there. Like I mentioned earlier in this program, it took me over 15 years and $1 million to get there. And I've got a pile of MIT degrees, and I put my heart and soul into it every single day, trying to figure this stuff out. You can see why people pay me $500 per hour for a private session, because this stuff is not easy to figure out. Now, if you're still with me, let's go through this offer once again one more time. When you join 30 Days to Awakening, today you'll get our 30 days worth of daily 10-minute insights, value $997. The 5 block clearing sessions, value $397. The Mastering Attention Masterclass, value $97. The Dissolving Pain Masterclass, value $147. Plus exclusive access to these 5 bonuses. Bonus number 1, the Where Science Meets Spirit, the complete book series, value $297. The Quantum Field Activation Session, value $100. The Secrets to Muscle Testing, value $347. The Trauma Clearing Program, value $497. And $900 in discounts on some of our most popular best-selling digital courses, value $900. That brings the total value in this offer to $3,779. Now, you can probably see why this is a good deal at $3,779. But here's the thing. Because you're on this training, I'm going to give you a special one-time massively discounted offer. So if you join today, you won't have to pay $3,000. You won't even pay $997. For being here today and staying up till this point in the training, you will get access to the entire 30 Days to Awakening program, including all of the exclusive bonuses. And get started today for just $247, 2 payments. Or it's just $397 if you want to do the single pay. And you can go ahead and save $97. So if you're ready to join 30 Days to Awakening, all you have to do is click the button below. Now, I do want to make sure that this is a completely safe decision for you. A lot of people will tell you that you have to make sure to take risk, and I do believe that. But I also believe that safety is a very basic human need. And I want to make sure that you guys feel safe in this decision. So that's why I'm not just promising the results, I'm going to personally guarantee them. Here's what I mean. If this doesn't work for you within the first 30 days, or if you don't like the program for any reason, you can have 100% of your money back. All you have to do is email our friendly support team at support@awakeningdynamics.com, and they will take care of you. No questions asked. So try the program out for yourself and do the exercises. We're giving you a full 30-day money-back guarantee to make getting started an absolute no-brainer for you. When you take action now, you literally have nothing to lose and everything to gain. So once again, to get started, just click the button below, and you'll be taken to our secure payment gateway where you can leave your information, register, and receive instant access to the 30 Days to Awakening program. Now, if you took the time to watch this training, you stuck around, and you paid attention, the truth is, you already know that this is a good fit for you and something you would benefit from greatly. The 30 Days to Awakening has already helped countless students experience drastic shifts in their levels of consciousness, and I'm extremely excited to help you do the same. Check this out. Heather used 30 Days to Awakening to completely transform her relationship with her husband. Here's what she had to say. After the first day, my relationship with my husband shifted, and we were functioning more as a unit than ever before. Now, I'm experiencing unprecedented calm and peace in my life. And as I was tapping into emotions like joy and experiencing amazing things each and every day, I found myself taking moments to pause, reflect, and feel grateful for this amazing experience. Thank you, Brent. Nice. Victoria said this. In 20 years, I have not experienced anything that works faster and more completely than 30 Days to Awakening. There isn't any area that 30 Days to Awakening did not help me. Relationships are smoother, Work and finances are more fun. My outlook on life is shinier. Awesome. Way to go, Victoria. And we have Carol who said, I've studied the law of attraction for a long time, but I always felt there was something missing. And after having taken 30 Days to Awakening, I can honestly say, this is the missing piece. I'm finally living the life I've always wanted without worry, stress, or anxiety. I've had the best year of my life in terms of production, amazing friendships, and my family life. But the best part is, it's all so simple and easy. I'm so grateful to you for bringing this material to me and my family. And, just so you know, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Remember, we're spiritual beings who have forgotten who we really are. This is who we truly are. We are 500 and above. We are truly the higher levels of consciousness. And the only way you're going to get there is through awakening. It is your foot in the door to enlightenment. It is the beginning of the end of suffering. So let me ask you this. Do you want to experience what higher consciousness feels like right now? All right, so as promised, let's dive into our quantum field activation session. And so I want to show you exactly what it feels like to be in higher consciousness. So if you've never done this before, this is going to be your first step into awakening consciousness. So here's your instructions. In just a second, I'm going to put up a picture on the screen. I'll put up my picture. If you want to look at me while we do this, that's fine. If you want to break out a picture of a friend, a loved one, a family member, a spiritual teacher, that's perfectly fine too. I would encourage you to look at a picture of a person because you're likely to see the white aura or energy halo around their head when you get connected to the quantum field. You may also notice their face start to shift and change. If that occurs, what you're seeing is you're seeing them in their other lifetimes. You're seeing beyond the veil of the matrix. And I would encourage you to look into their left eye. There's a saying that the left eye is the window to the soul. So that's how I like to do it. And let me warn you right now, during this process, when we reconnect you to the quantum field, you may notice a white aura or halo around whoever you're focusing on. That's great. That means you're getting it. You may see the faces change. Again, don't panic. You're not going crazy. You're not on drugs. What's happening is you're seeing through the matrix. You're seeing beyond the veil of time and space, the illusion of physicality, into the higher dimensions. This is really awesome stuff. You may also notice that if you're in any pain or have anxiety or fear, it's very common that your pain, anxiety, fear may lessen or perhaps completely disappear. I've had many people come to me after doing this in tears saying, oh my God, Brent, this is the first time in 2 or 3 or 10 years I've been without pain. My mentor, Carl, could do this with women in labor and take away all of their labor pain without any drugs. That's how powerful this can be. But most importantly, not everyone gets the visual psychedelic effects, at least not at first. But almost everyone will notice. You will find that everything feels a little more okay. Because let's face it, 5 minutes from now, you're going to be in the same body. You're going to have the same mind. You're going to have the same car, the same job, the same friends, the same family. None of that's going to change in the next couple of minutes. But you will notice that everything feels a little more okay. Your problems seem a little more solvable. Your goals seem a little more achievable. That's higher consciousness. It's not about superpowers or bilocation or any of that. It's about being totally present and okay with exactly who you are and exactly where you are. That's the key to higher consciousness. That's the key to effortless manifestation. One thing that a lot of people don't realize is that the most advanced meditations are done with your eyes open. So I would encourage you to keep your eyes open and stay present as we do this. Just so you know, sort of the close your eyes and Om meditations, there's nothing wrong with that, but those are for beginners. This is an advanced process. So let's set our intention. Take a second to set an intention. I would encourage you simply to set an intention of experiencing higher consciousness at least for a short time, at least a little bit. So relax, take a deep breath, and then look into my left eye or the left eye of whoever you want to look at. I'm going to set a timer on my phone here for 3 minutes and take you on a little journey into the quantum field. Here we go. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit as we do this, but I don't want to talk too much because I can take you a little deeper into the field when I keep my mouth shut. So just look into the eye and just notice what you're feeling and experiencing. If you can, try to minimize your blinking. You'll find that every time you blink, things kind of reset to normal, and then you slip back into it. All right, so I'm going to take you a little deeper here. You may start to see the illusion of motion. You may start to see things get lighter and darker, even though there's no change to any of that. We're not changing the lighting. We're not changing anything. And don't panic if you don't get the visual effects right away. It took me several sessions with my late mentor before I started to see the aura and the faces change. But a lot of my clients and students start to see it immediately. All right, we're in our last minute, so I'm going to turn up the energy a little bit higher here and be quiet until we finish. So here we go. All right, all finished. So I'm going to gently bring us back into our normal waking beta state consciousness. So please share with me. Let me know in the chat room, what did you feel? What was your experience like? Did you see the auras or motion or the faces change? Or maybe you notice everything just feels a little more okay. All right, what do we got here? Steven says love. Amy says amazing. Robert says, we're high. Yeah, it does feel like that, doesn't it, Robert? Stacy says, I'm tingly. At peace, I feel connected to everything. Tears, I'm crying. Awesome. Wow. Just so you guys know, the first time I really went deep into the field with my late mentor, Carl, I went home and called all my friends. I'm like, dude, better than drugs. Seriously. It really is. Some of you might have experienced emotions like joy, peace, and love, but maybe you didn't, and that's okay. Not everyone is sensitive to this. If you're like me, you might need multiple exposures before the prison of your mind starts to let you out and lets you to reconnect to that quantum field. Because the truth is, you've just experienced something right now that's just a sliver of what a deeper connection with the quantum field and higher consciousness feels like. And not everyone experiences it right away. You may be too stuck in your head. There may be religious blocks that we have to clear. It may just take some more time, some more practice. It took me several sessions with Carl before I started to really feel it and see it. And it took me years before I developed the ability to do this on my own. But I'm happy to say, it put me in a place now where I can tap into joy, peace, contentment anytime I want. It's like tuning a radio dial. It's almost like reaching inside of yourself and changing your emotional tuner to find what you want to feel and move you into that right now. The good news is, when you're able to reconnect with this quantum field energy daily, maybe through the quantum field entrainment session that's included in the 30 Days to Awakening package, you will open the door to a whole new reality. And your ability to manifest the life of abundance, love, and happiness you desire will become effortless. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do inside 30 Days to Awakening. Now, because you've been paying attention so far, you probably already realize how immensely powerful 30 Days to Awakening really is. And I would hope you've been visualizing the ways you can use it to raise your consciousness and help manifest the life you desire. So let me ask you this simple question. If all that 30 Days to Awakening did for you was to help you experience a genuine spiritual awakening, while helping you to feel more clarity and purpose and alignment than ever before, would it be worth it? What if it allowed you to raise your level of consciousness while resetting your default vibrational state so you can feel emotions like bliss and love and joy on a daily basis? What would it be worth to you? And what if it gave you the map, the tactics, and the strategies you needed to break free from the prison of the ego and clear the subconscious blocks stopping you from attracting more love, greater health, more wealth, and better spiritual connection into your life? How much would that be worth to you? Clearly, this works, it's proven, and the value is unlike anything else out there. You're absolutely going to love it. But just a quick warning here. This offer is only for a limited time. To be fair to all the amazing people who bought it before or separately at our main website and paid the full price, I can only keep this open for a very short and limited period of time. For action takers who were willing to do what it takes to fast track their spiritual awakening process and experience life in the high vibrational states of unconditional love, peace, and abundance. If that sounds like you, you want to make sure to lock it in this offer before it's gone. Grab yourself a copy of 30 Days to Awakening using this huge discount now with zero risk on your end. And to make this offer even better for you, I'm going to throw in one more extra bonus. If you join before the end of this webinar, you'll get to try our exclusive VIP Club for 30 days. Here's some of what you're going to find inside the VIP Club. You're going to get a $1 month-long trial to our VIP Club, which is my online members program to join a community of like-minded individuals looking to raise their consciousness and master energy healing. Inside the club, you'll receive weekly live trainings where we'll do energy healings to clear your subconscious blocks to health, wealth, love, and so much more. And on top of that, you'll get exclusive live Q&A sessions with me where you can ask questions and dive deeper into any of the topics covered inside the trainings. The VIP Club has already helped countless students to achieve success, and we're extremely excited to help you do the same. Check this out. One of my students, Gertrudza, had this to say about her results in the VIP Club. I've been a VIP Club member for more than a year now, and the more I read and listen, the more I love it. All of the teachings and clearing sessions you make available every month are amazing and extremely powerful. Other people's problems resonate with me, and I had lots of clearings done just by piggyback on their clearing. It works almost every time. Thank you. Nice, huh? Jay Lee said this. My first experience inside the VIP Club cleared beliefs, which immediately showed up inside my paycheck when I picked up more clients for my work and fully booked our appointments during slow season. And the craziest part of it was that everyone else at work didn't get as many clients as I did. The VIP Club is amazing. I wish I would have joined earlier. Thank you, Brent, for creating this amazing membership. Great job, Lee. And here's what Heidi had to say. The VIP Club has really kicked me into transformation mode. In particular, it's been an invaluable resource to me both as a healer and for my own personal growth. I highly recommend becoming a member of the VIP Club and also purchasing and listening to Brent's extremely powerful, possibly life-changing audio programs. These resources are well worth the price. Amazing. Now, a quick warning before we continue. Although all of the bonuses will only be available on this webinar, the $1 VIP Club 30-day trial will be expired. By the time this webinar ends, this offer will be gone. I do want to keep the VIP community tight-knit and exclusive, so we only let people in for short windows of time. So if you're interested in being part of the VIP club, do not hesitate. Click the button below and sign up, because the bonus will be gone in the next few minutes. Now, if you're still with me, let me go through this offer quick just one more time. When you join 30 Days to Awakening, you'll get our 30 days worth of 10-minute insights, value $9.97. The 5 block clearing sessions, binaural beat encoded audios with the patent pending technology, value $3.97. The Mastering Attention Masterclass, value $97. The Dissolving Pain Masterclass, value $147. Plus exclusive access to these 5 bonuses. Bonus number 1, Where Science Meets Spirit book series, value $297. Bonus 2, the Quantum Field Activation Session, value $100. The Secrets to Muscle Testing video, value $347. Bonus number 4, the Trauma Clearing Sessions, another binaural beat encoded audio with the patent pending technology to take you to a theta state and reach deep into your subconscious just by listening, value $497. Bonus 5, a $900 discount on some of our top, most popular best-selling digital courses, value $900. And when you join before the time of this webinar ends, you'll also get bonus 6, a $1 VIP Club 30-day trial, value $97. Right when we started, I promised you that if you stayed to the end, you get my Deep Theta Meditations pack just for being here today. I always deliver exactly what I promise. So shortly after this webinar ends, you should find the link to download it totally for free in your email. So right now, you're at a crossroads. You understand that experiencing a true spiritual awakening is the key to manifesting the life of love, happiness, and abundance you desire. And well, you know what to do. And if you're still on the edge, there's a part of you deep down inside that's afraid. And I totally get it, because just like you, I've seen a lot of mediocre spiritual and self-development programs online. And I know how frustrating and disappointed it is to be let down. Here's the thing though. I know without a shadow of a doubt that 30 Days to Awakening will be different than anything you've ever seen before. The entire program is extremely easy to follow. It'll show you exactly how to experience a genuine spiritual awakening that will change your life almost effortlessly. You can be comfortable knowing that I'll be personally guiding you through every step of the process, and I am totally positive you are going to love it. So why wait another minute? Go ahead and jump right in. By clicking the button you see right now and completing your order. Right now, you have reached the end of this training, and it's time to make a decision. You can say yes to 30 Days to Awakening. You can remove all the blocks preventing you from living in a state of higher consciousness. You can experience a general spiritual awakening in 30 days, maybe 20, or even in less time, and start enjoying every day of your life in a deeper, richer, freer level than ever before. Or you can choose to live without grabbing a copy of 30 Days to Awakening, and if that's the choice you make, there's no hard feelings from me. But I want you to answer this question honestly. If you don't take action today, what's going to change? Because you see, at the end of the day, it comes down to what type of life you want to live. And if you stuck with me for this long time, it's because you know something is missing. You realize that no matter what you've tried in the past or what programs you tried to follow, that you simply haven't gotten the results you were hoping for. And that is the definition of insanity. It is making the same mistakes over and over and expecting a different result. Ultimately, the decision is yours. But if you truly want to experience a shift in your level of consciousness and to create permanent change in your reality, I'm here to tell you that I can't take action for you. I can't climb through the screen and help you fix everything in your life. But what I can do for you is to personally guide you through the entire process by giving you the map, direct access to me for 30 days inside the VIP group, and everything I wish I had 15 years ago, all in the best possible format that we've been able to put together for you. That's what I can do for you. So today, I hope you can take a look deep inside of yourself and say, you know what? I do have what it takes to live a life full of love, true happiness, and abundance. I am worthy. And I am no longer going to allow myself to fall prey to the subconscious thought patterns, the low vibrational energy, and the scarcity paradigms that have been holding me back for so long. I will no longer let my childhood trauma, social conditioning, and my subconscious belief systems define my reality. And today I'm going to take a stand. I'm going to choose to set myself free and take the first step towards living the life full of happiness, success, and abundance that I've always dreamed about. And finally, I hope at this moment and that this training becomes this catalyst that will forever mark the beginning of your shift in consciousness. So if that resonates with you, then this program is absolutely for you. Click the link down below, sign up, and I can't wait to see you inside.